KSYM, San Antonio College Radio. This is the Urban Suite D Major. Cheryl Meadow, Dirkish still with us. Wolfman Max joining us as well. Speaking off air, the whole deal with Bandcamp, which actually kind of threw me for a loop. I will be honest with you. I was not expecting.
Yeah, it threw us all. It was out of the blue. And a lot of that stuff is happening now, especially with the major streamings and the AI laws and that are coming out. It's this next year is going to be very surprising, especially for people who depend on Bandcamp to sell their music and it go directly to them. Bandcamp got bought out and they cut 50% of their workforce. So that usually means that there is going to be a lot of rates being raised on you selling your albums, your singles. I have a lot of friends and associates that do put their music on Bandcamp, and they depend on that music to fund other albums, to pay for bills and stuff like that, and for their bands. You're gonna be getting less now, just across the board, from BMI cutting royalties and taking more for their pockets. Spotify setting high streaming levels for people to even get paid out, and then finding people. Bandcamp is going in that same direction. So if you have music on Bandcamp, be aware that their workforce got cut, and a lot of that stuff is a lot of the tax that they put on you is gonna raise. So just be aware of that. If you need more information, go to their website. And what I like to do is call them directly and talk to a representative on the phone and see what's actually going on with your music, because it's gonna be, you're gonna get less for the more that you're putting in. And I know a lot of artists, bands, producers, anybody that is a creator that use Bandcamp really depend on that B2B, that direct to consumer transaction, and they're gonna take a bigger cut now.
Yeah, you figure Bandcamp being one of the few areas that people feel comfortable putting their music up, and the monthly Bandcamp Friday is almost going to be like a mute point now.
Yeah, it's a new time and age now, in that now that it's gone from physical copies to the streaming age of streaming apps, streaming services. Now they're gonna devalue your creations a lot less, and you're definitely gonna get a less. You're gonna have less, and you're gonna have less equity in your own creations and where it's gonna be put and sold. So just be aware and change your plans accordingly, because now Bandcamp is definitely not going to be that place where you can be comfortable in putting in your music and you feel like you're getting more of the cut of what you put in. So
yeah, wow. I know we discussed this off air. I know we discussed a lot of the larger artists who's had to go through the whole process of trying to get the rights to their music back, like Taylor Swift and some others, re-recording their popular albums,
right,
and being under that deal. How do you think it will affect just a random artist that's trying to do their own thing? Or pretty much no effect.
It's gonna be, it's gonna affect them to where they're gonna be minute. Usually people who are that big, who are able to buy back their stuff, have the money, and they already have the vehicle to re-release and remake their stuff and put it out there for their huge fan base to buy and stream. smaller people won't be able to have that opportunity to, if they did give away their publishing rights or they sign these contract deals, they won't be able to do what they've done. That takes millions and millions of dollars. Your own A&R, like there's a whole bunch of companies out here, and that's what this Bandcamp thing is really disturbing, is because a lot of people that are on Bandcamp really own all their stuff.
Yeah.
Now that it's being slashed, it's I don't know how to explain it. It's just it's so mind-boggling now, to where us creators are going to be nothing, and they're going to take your creations and they're going to be able to put them anywhere, or take your creations and get an AI to recreate what you've done and not pay what they owe you. So
I'm also wondering about, and we've been hearing this for almost the past year, legendary acts selling their publishing rights to these big corporations instead of setting them like in the States, so they keep it in their family. What's going on with that?
It's a loophole that they're going through, and they're actually selling them for less than what they're actually worth, and when that happens, these people who buy out these publishing, they're able to go to Coca-Cola, or they're able to go to McDonald's, and they're able to go to these big companies and sell these songs to push their products and make hand over fist money off of it, compared to the liquidation prices that these artists are selling these catalogs off to. So like in Taylor Swift's part, she was able, because she's so big and she makes so much money, she was able to buy back a lot of it and re-put it out. Right now she's breaking records now for re-putting out an album that she put out before. Nobody's going to be able to do that unless you're a super conglomerate, that you have millions and millions and millions of dollars. Those little people, they're just going to take it, and they don't have to pay you anymore. They're just going to take it, or they're going to just recreate it with AI. Or if you don't have your publisher rights, you can just say buy to that money, and that publishing money is 80%, 90% of the money that is being paid out by royalties. So your writers and your composition is only 20% of the whole pot. So and if you do still have your writers and compositions, you'll get 20%, but the bigger guy is going to get 80%, and they can put the music anywhere. And they don't have to come to you and ask you, hey, can we do this? No, they're going to go and they're going to put it anywhere, and they're going to take the sync fee, they're going to take the publishing royalty, and they're going to keep flipping it, and you're not going to see anything. You're going to see your own song be on the video game, and you're not going to see a dime of it.
I don't like that at all.
Man.
That's horrible.
That is. I don't know if you remember mp3.com.
Yeah.
Like in 2005, I think it was 04 or 05, they sold the Last FM. And I had music on MP3 because at the time it was one of those places to go. You could put your stuff up and it would get distributed. I ended up hearing my own composition on a Nissan commercial.
What?
After they sold the Last FM.
Wow.
And it was a drum and bass tune. It was like a up-tempo, kind of a jungle drum and bass track. And I was like, you gotta be kidding. Like, how did they do that?
Because the people who bought it bought your song. Right. They bought your publishing. They bought everything, and they went, hey.
But I still have mechanical.
Right.
And I'm seeing that right now with a lot of the artists that are on the underground, is they're out there hustling their records and their CDs and their cassettes, like the physical, and pushing them tours on their own out of their own pocket.
Right.
And that's the only way that they're getting any paper right now.
Right.
You know.
And that is one way of counteracting it, like talking to my dad who's been in the music business since 1974, and we
Yeah.
had that conversation today, and he was saying like we have to go back to what James Brown was doing and actually physically making your own events, making hard copies, not putting it digital, selling it straight to people out of your trunk and stuff, so it doesn't go between those middlemen to where you're signing these contracts to where you're giving away your rights, and then somebody comes up with enough money and buys it all and then flips it, and then now you're seeing your creation on a Nissan commercial that is being played for millions when you should be getting thousands of dollars, and then you're getting dollars in mechanical,
If that, you know,
if
right?
that.
Man, hey y'all, we got more discussion with Dirkish and Max coming up, so please don't go anywhere. A lot to digest and to get into. In this block of music, we got the latest from Mike Mountain and a track from The Hallucination, but to get into the latest from Blimes, this is It's Handled. Do not go anywhere, more coming up. It's the Urban Suite KSYM, San Antonio College Radio.